All right, y'all, we are back with another video. Now, I was working on another video and then I seen this because if y'all realize that Zelensky and President Trump had their meeting, obviously Zelensky was rude to the president. You see J.D. Vance was stepping in saying some stuff, and Zelensky just straight disrespected our country. Had no care in the world. He was over-talking President Trump. And then come to find out, I'm like, oh, this is the reason why. Now, I'm checking this out by Matt Morse TV. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his channel. Let him know that I sent you. Because I obviously had no idea about this. When I seen this, I was like, wow. He said that Chuck Schumer was caught having a secret meeting with Zelensky before Zelensky went to the Oval Office to sit down with President Trump. So it seemed like that Zelensky was sitting down with Democrats before, because he said that they were pretty much, telling Zelensky not to agree with President Trump. And then now we find out the reason why Zelensky was doing the stuff that he was doing, over talking the president, wouldn't listen, wouldn't do anything, wouldn't apologize. So that's the reason why I had to stop what I was doing to check this out, because I had no idea about Chuck Schumer and the Democrats having a secret meeting with Zelensky that nobody knew about. And now we see the reason why when he came to the Oval Office, he was disrespecting the president and disrespected the country. So I definitely wanted to check this out to see exactly what happened, who was all involved in it, because we do know that it was a good bit of Democrats that I'm hearing that was involved with this meeting with Zelensky that he didn't even inform President Trump about. President Trump had no idea about him sitting with Democrats, especially Chuck Schumer, before he came to the Oval Office. And now we see the reason why he had that look on his face, his like the body movement, rolling his eyes, just all type of stuff. So I definitely want to check this out. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That way y'all can stay up to date with everything that's going on. Without further ado, let's go ahead and check this out by Matt Morse. Like I said, this one caught me off guard. The reason I stopped what I was doing, so I said I need to check this out to see who was all involved in this. So let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, what I have to show you today is absolutely insane. You see, we now have proof that various top Democrats, including Chuck Schumer, had a private meeting with Zelensky just hours before he sat down with President Trump.
Wow.
And the goal of that meeting? To sabotage Trump's plan for peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia. And yes, you heard that right. The very same Democrats that pretend to care about democracy just work.
And I see exactly what he's saying. So the Democrats having meetings with Zelensky because they trying to stop Donald Trump's plan. So this is what this is all about. When Donald Trump promised he was going to do something, so the Democrats are trying to step in and stop President Trump to try to make him out to be a liar, because they'd be like, well, he said he was going to do this on the trail, but he didn't do it. So they trying to sabotage everything he said he was going to do. They trying to sabotage it. That's exactly what they trying to do, so they can have these dumb talking points on MSNBC and CNN. Let's keep going.
To subvert our democratically elected president in order to keep a foreign war going.
That's what they're trying to do.
Don't take my word for it. Take a listen to this.
The peace deal that blew up in the Oval Office Friday would have been the starting point for negotiations to end the Ukraine war. It would have put America at the center of Ukraine's future development, and it would have brought back some of the money we invested over there. It's also worth mentioning that it would have stopped the killing. So how come it fell apart in that Oval Office blow-up? Well, perhaps it's got something to do with the meeting that Zelensky had with top Democrats hours before he arrived at the White House.
Insane.
Democrat Senator Chris Murphy posted this on X on Friday morning. Quote, "Just finished a meeting with President Zelensky here in Washington. He confirmed that the Ukrainian people will not support a fake peace agreement where Putin gets everything he wants, and there are no security arrangements for Ukraine." End quote. In other words, just before Zelensky was due to sign the deal, he was telling the Democrats he didn't like it, and they supported his opposition. They encouraged him not to sign.
So Zelensky was telling them that he didn't like it. So now we see the reason why he had that attitude. Then let's listen to that again, because I want to make sure that we got this right. Let's listen to that again. Let's go.
Everything he wants, and there are no security arrangements for Ukraine. End quote. In other words, just before Zelensky was due to sign the deal, he was telling the Democrats he didn't like it.
See?
And they supported his opposition. They encouraged him not to sign.
Look at there.
Then Zelensky went into the Oval Office, rolled his eyes, talked over the president, argued with him, and killed the whole thing. No doubt the Democrats are pleased. They have helped scuttle President Trump's foreign policy initiative. They're piling on the insults. Senator Adam Schiff calls our president a coward. Democrat Congressman Seth Moulton says Zelensky's a hero for standing up to Trump and Vance, who he calls puppets.
My
Perhaps
God.
the left believes that Trump can be
These Democrats are taking up for Zelensky over President Trump. Look at these people. These Democrats, they hate Donald Trump so much that they taking up for Zelensky. Oh, so Zelensky was going to the Oval Office already knowing that he wasn't going to agree with anything that President Trump was going to say, because he had already told Democrats that he was sitting with hours beforehand that he already wasn't going to sign anything. That's the reason he did everything he did, rolling his eyes. He already knew what he was going to do. So the Democrats are happy. That's the reason why you got AOC over there trying to stop President Trump's plan on the illegal aliens. She's over there trying to teach them how to evade ICE, try to evade getting caught. This is what AOC doing. Look at watermelon head ass Adam Schiff. Look what all of these people are doing to try to sabotage President Trump's plan. That's the reason why President Trump was like Zelensky. He want to keep the war going. That's what he want to do. He want to keep stuff going. But he over here begging us for money. This is ridiculous, man. And didn't inform J.D. Vance or President Trump about his meeting with Democrats. Didn't say anything.
demonized again. Is this the returned Trump derangement syndrome, maybe? That doesn't do America any good at all, and it certainly doesn't help the people of Ukraine who now have to keep fighting.
See there?
Folks, all of this is absolutely unbelievable.
That's crazy.
The Democrats
bro.
aren't just opposing Trump domestically. No, now they're working to undermine and subvert him on the world's stage.
Yep.
And now we actually have even more proof regarding just how deep this betrayal of American democracy actually goes. You see, inside sources are confirming that Chuck Schumer himself instructed Zelensky to reject Trump's peace proposal. And then, after Trump's meeting with Zelensky had concluded, guess what Chuck Schumer did? He came out and publicly accused President Trump of, quote, doing Putin's dirty work. Folks, you seriously can't make this stuff up.
This is unbelievable.
The Democrats are literally...
So President Trump is trying to have peace, trying to make peace, and they want to keep the war going. And look at the crap that Chuck Schumer them is saying. This is unbelievable, man. He's trying to President Trump trying to make peace, and they want to keep the war going. You got Democrats telling Zelensky not to accept President Trump's deal. I mean, you got to be freaking kidding me, man. These folks need to be in jail.
Going behind our president's back, sabotaging peace talks, then accusing him of being the bad guy.
That's insane.
But you know what? Check this out. Chuck Schumer wasn't acting alone on this one. Because now we have reports that are alleging that several key figures from Obama's team also told Zelensky to reject Trump's peace negotiations.
Wow.
This list includes former Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Victoria Nuland, Susan Rice, and Alexander Vindman. So folks, let's get all of this straight. We have unelected former officials from the Biden and Obama administration, as well as Senate Democrats, interfering with foreign policy without the sitting president's approval, all to keep the war in Ukraine going. How is all of this not the textbook definition of undermining democracy? Because folks, here's the reality. The Democrats aren't just working to subvert President Trump. No, they're actively working to subvert the will of the American people.
Yep.
But before we continue talking about that, I want to say real quick that if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, folks, check this out. Right at this very moment, President Trump has his highest approval ratings of all time at 53%.
That's why
also,
they mad.
63% of Americans want a total shutdown on all foreign aid, including aid to Ukraine. On top of that, 78% of Americans think it's time for Ukraine to make a peace deal with Russia. The American people have very clearly spoken. We are done with this war.
Yep.
And yet, instead of listening to the American people, the Democrats are holding secret meetings with foreign leader Zelensky in this case, pressuring him to reject peace and pushing for even more bloodshed. And so, folks, what seems very clear to me is that the Democratic Party is no longer acting in the best interests of America or Americans. Now, let's take a step back and really think about what's happening here. What we are witnessing right now is a perfect example of the so-called deep state in action. For years, we've all known that unelected bureaucrats and entrenched politicians like Chuck Schumer have been working behind the scenes to control our government regardless of who we vote into office. And now we have top Democrats, once again like Chuck Schumer, who are not in power anymore, colluding with foreign leaders to sabotage the sitting president of the United States of
That's
America.
the reason why I said something got to be done, because there's no way Chuck Schumer them sitting down with foreign leaders like this telling them to reject what President Trump is trying to do. Something has to be done about that. There's no way these people can keep getting away with this crap. This is unbelievable. Nobody knew about this until after the meeting. And as I keep bringing up, we see the reason why Zelensky was acting the way he was throughout that whole entire interview. If you go back and watch it, he was talking over President Trump. He wasn't trying to listen to President Trump. He was rolling his eyes. You can see his body movement. Everything shows that he had just got through talking to these Democrats hours before that meeting, didn't inform President Trump about it, didn't say anything about it, and over here begging for money. And they telling him to reject. Think about this. Democrats are telling him to reject the peace deal, to stop the wars. And Chuck Schumer don't want to keep it going so they can have something to talk about with Donald Trump. Oh, Donald Trump got a war going. Donald Trump did. They want to have something bad to say about Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump stood his ground with Zelensky, one letting him overtalk and one letting him just say anything. And then these same Democrats is praising Zelensky over President Trump, all because they don't like him. Think about that. All because they don't like Donald Trump. They praising Zelensky. Oh, he was double teamed. He was this. No, Zelensky was saying some bull crap that President Trump and J.D. Vance weren't finna let him keep getting away with. And then now you got Democrats, they got so much hate in their blood for Donald Trump, they want to side with Zelensky. Because if Joe Biden was in President Trump's spot and he was talking to Zelensky the way President Trump was, they'll be praising Joe Biden. They will be praising him. Look how Joe Biden was handling Zelensky. But since it's President Trump and they don't like him, all they want to do is hate. Insane.
America. They lost the election. They lost the argument. The American people have spoken. And yet, instead of accepting it, they're doing everything they can to undermine the will of the people.
Yep.
And folks, let's be honest, if the situation were reversed, if Republicans were meeting with foreign leaders to sabotage the Democratic president's negotiations, the media would call it treason.
Sure would.
But because it's the Democrats doing it in this case, it's just business as usual in Washington, D.C. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why President Trump's mission to drain the swamp is more important than ever. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who we vote for if a bunch of unelected bureaucrats and minority party politicians can just step in and undermine everything our elected leaders try to do. We, the people, elected Trump to manage foreign policy. We, the people, elected Trump to put America first. And we, the people, want peace, not endless war. But like I said, none of that matters if these deep state operatives are allowed to continue running the show from behind the scenes. And so that is why it's absolutely crucial that President Trump succeeds in rooting these people out of our government once and for all.
Yep.
Because if we don't fix this problem now, if we don't get rid of these corrupt bureaucrats and partisan activists pretending to be public servants, then we will never have a government that actually represents the will of the American people. So really, when you think about it, this is not just about President Trump and what's going on right now. Really, this is about the future of our country. Either we have a government that listens to the people, or we have a government that ignores us while taking orders from a bunch of unelected, unaccountable insiders. For years, the Democrats have told the American people that they are the party of democracy, but now they're literally having secret meetings with foreign leaders to undermine the democratically elected president of the United States of America. They are defying the will of the American people to keep a foreign war going, and they are doing it while accusing Trump of being a threat to democracy.
And that's what they
Folks,
doing.
it is absolute insanity. But you know what? The American people see right through it. There is a reason why President Trump's approval ratings are so high right now. I'll tell you why. It's because people are sick of this anti-democratic behavior from the Democrats. But folks, this is a big one, so I want to know what you guys have to say about all of this, so please go down below and drop.
Salute to Matt Morris. Make sure y'all go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Great YouTuber doing his thing over there. Please go leave him a sub. Let him know in the comment section that The Real Adogg sent you. But I did see this pop up, and I'm like, I gotta check this out because I had no idea which we did go over the video with Zelensky and President Trump, like the little talk that they had. And we see like the way Zelensky was acting the entire time. And then when this come out, it's like, oh, this is the reason why he's acting like this. He was already going to the Oval Office, knowing he was going to reject President Trump the entire time, knew he was going to overtalk him because he just got through meeting with these Democrats who don't even supposed to be meeting with him, trying to tell him what he shouldn't do with President Trump. That is insane. Something has to be done about this. Something has to be done. But thank you all for watching. Please let me know what you think about it in the comments section. I really appreciate it, especially the ones that made it to the end. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.